Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. Now, if you don't understand tokenomics, I want to encourage you to watch every minute of this video. Rewind the parts you don't understand. Ask me questions at the end in the comments, or Google it. But guys, there's no guarantees in crypto, but I can give you one that's really, really close. If you do not understand tokenomics, it will cost you money. It's not a matter if it's going to cost you money, it's a matter of how much it's going to cost you. And it's also going to cost you hugely in the opportunity cost, because you'll probably end up stacking the wrong bags that's going to take forever for the demand to catch up with the supply. So you could have been putting that money to work in better projects with better tokenomics. Now, that being said, I'm working with people one-on-one, and if you need some help understanding tokenomics or getting a game plan of how to capitalize on the next bull run, you need help organizing your portfolio, or learning how to dollar cost average in and out, or when should you take profits, guys, I want to give you a roadmap and some guidance, and we'll talk about that at the end of this video. Now, these projects are the 11 banking tokens that we all know and love. Now, some of this is going to hurt a little bit, because quite frankly, guys, pretty much I own every single one of these tokens. So when I uncover bad tokenomics, or tokenomics that I didn't quite understand were as bad, well, I don't want to have to see that either. But the good news is, once you know, it gives you a wealth of information to capitalize on exactly what you're looking at. So in the long run, unless you were just married to a token, or you're biased or tribal, you're going to want to know this information, so maybe you can swap out of a project, or at least, if nothing else, you'll understand that if a project, and this is a rule, if a project has bad tokenomics and high inflation, you need to take your profits, because there's no ifs and buts about it. It cannot and will not maintain a pump, and it's going to crush the upside, because you are getting dumped on when a project has bad tokenomics. All right, let's dive into it. Now, these are not in any particular order, but the last two projects has pretty much the best tokenomics and the worst tokenomics. So no matter what, if you don't want to learn about this stuff, fast forward to the end and watch those two and compare, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about, hopefully. And again, at the end, if you want to work with me one-on-one, we'll dive into that. All right, what you're looking at on the screen is Bitcoin. We're going to start with that because it's really, really simple. If you look at this chart, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, the supply was 18.8 million, not billion. And then right now, it's like 19.2, 19.3 million. So what is that? Like a 500,000 token increase in what? A year and a half. That's about a 1.7, 1.75 inflation rate. That's easily something that the market can absorb. So that's why people like Bitcoin. Now, Hedera is one of my absolutely favorite projects, but you need to understand something that I'm about to show you, whether you want to hear it or not. Now, if we go back to 2021, which we know was the biggest bull run there was, and a lot of people think that HBAR should have ran a lot higher. Well, I'm going to tell you why, because believe it or not, the demand was a lot greater than people realize. And if it had better tokenomics, and I say that with love, that thing could have pumped a lot higher. If that doesn't bother you, that's fine, guys. It's your money. But but somebody made profits. Let's dive into it. Now, think about this, guys. At the start of that bull run in 2021, the circulating supply was right at 6 billion. Are you following me? Now look at this pump. We get a huge pump, and as it pumped, somebody, the HBAR Foundation, started dumping. Now, basically when that run was over, you got about 19 billion tokens. So what did I say we started at? 6 billion. Think about that, guys. 12 billion tokens were dumped on the market during the biggest bull run that HBAR has experienced in 2021. So think about it, guys. If it was, say, Bitcoin type tokenomics, that would have done another 2 to 3x. Now, look what they've already done this year, guys. Now, again, you can argue with me all you want, but you can't argue with tokenomics, and you shouldn't try to. You should try to understand it. But so far this year, which I did a video, and again, one of my favorite projects, but see, I understand the game, so I'm going to dump my HBAR hopefully right before or when they do. And then I'll buy it back again for the next probably 10 years. But check this out. Just this year, at the start of January, you had about 25 billion tokens on the market. They've flooded the market 5 billion tokens this year. So what do you think is going to happen, guys? They just devalued that project a lot, and there's more unlocks to come. Now, let's take a look at the total supply. Well, the circulating supply right now is 30 billion. The circulating supply is 50 billion. So what's the bad news? The bad news is, no matter how much we love HBAR, it's going to be a long time before the demand catches up with the supply. And no matter what, we know there's more supply coming on hard before this year's out and going into next year. So we need to understand that. So when we hear all this great news about HBAR, and again, I own HBAR and I will continue to own HBAR, but I'm not going to hodl it for 5 years and watch it go up and down 100 times. I may own it 100 times. And that's the type of information that you need to know and understand about what tokenomics is. Now, not to harp on HBAR, but if it had, for instance, Bitcoin's tokenomics or anywhere close, it would be sitting at $20, $50, $100. Who knows? It depends on the tokenomics. And once it starts to take off with all that demand from all these major corporations, it wouldn't be so volatile. But it cannot and will not maintain a pump whether we like that or not. And again, say that with love, one of my favorite projects. Now, Chainlink, you got to see this. Now, Chainlink to me, honestly, as far as just a project, and I want to be clear, guys, when I say something is a better project than the other, some people are talking about technology. Guys, I'm talking about, when I say something's a better project compared to another one, I'm talking about the probability of me making more money. That is a better project. I don't care about all the other stuff. When you add it all together, the one that has the best probability to increase my portfolio, that's why I'm here. That's a better project, right? Now, I want you to look at this. In the start of 2000, there was a huge unlock. They only had, what is that, 350 million? And then they unlocked and turned that into 388 million. Now, when you had that major pump, this is horrifying. When you had that major pump, you went from 388 million basically it leveled off at 467 million. That's a big increase. Now, check this out. Another unlock. Another unlock. Another unlock. Guys, just this year, they have went from 570 million to, wait, that's not right. They have went from 507 million. So they've added 10 million tokens this year. Now, how big a deal is that? Well, the circulating supply is 517 million. The total supply is 1 billion. So what's that tell us, guys? No matter how much I love Chainlink, which I do, it's going to be a long, long wait for the demand to catch up with the supply. So therefore, no matter what, when Chainlink starts to pump, take those profits. Not financial advice. You can write it back down for the next 5 years. But I want to highly recommend that you understand tokenomics, because tokenomics don't lie, guys. It's just a game, and it's not a bad or a good. It is just the way it's set up. So if you take your profits and you understand the game, when Chainlink starts to pump and it gets to a 5x, 7x, 10x, you'll realize probably not going to 15x or 20x. It's probably going to come back home, right? Take those profits. Now, you want to see what you really want to see is Quant. It's a thing of beauty. A lot of people are starting to understand just how good Quant's tokenomics are. And I'm not really going to dive into it or debate whether Bitcoin or Quant, or believe it or not, Ethereum has the best tokenomics. That's for another video. But check this out, because I absolutely love it. They had an unlock back in 2019. So in 2021, when the market pumped, Quant pumped as hard as it possibly could. Didn't have anything left, and no one dumped on the Quant community. No one took advantage of Quant. Now check this out. A year and a half later, the exact same tokenomics, and almost all the tokens are out there except for the ones the foundation and maybe the the foundation and some of the early developers have, or maybe some, I'm not sure if you can stake Quant or what. But guys, pretty much there's no way you can get dumped on if you own Quant. That is the goal of every project, and they will all get there one day. But a lot of these projects with bad tokenomics, especially when they get into 10 billion, 50 million, 100 billion, quadrillion, some of the meme coins, guys, it might be 10, 15, 20 years before the supply can catch up with the demand, or the demand catch up with the supply. Now, XLM, check this out. They had a huge unlock back in 2016 and all the way through 2018. They had a huge pump in 17. Well, that pump again could have been really good. At the start of the pump in 2017, which isn't its all-time high, which was a massive pump though, they went from 6.9 billion all the way up to basically 19 billion. So why? XLN's pumping, and it pumped to, what is that, 23 cents? Is that right? Or no, that's 61 cents. It pumped to 61 cents. Guys, that should have blown the roof off $1 or more. But it had to eat all that dumping. And again, guys, it's not a bad or good. Everyone knows that they can get dumped on if they understand tokenomics. So don't get mad at Stellar or any of these projects. Guys, it's pretty much full disclosure on most of these projects. Now, let's see if they did it again. Let's see if it's a trend. So the start of 2021, we got 21, almost 22 billion tokens on the market. It starts to pump, it pumps all the way up to 70 cents. Is that right? And then, before it's all said and done, let's see how many tokens they flooded the market and absolutely killed the project. So they to 24, almost 25. So what did I say to begin with? 21.8 to 25. So they flooded, what is that? 3 billion tokens in 2021 while it was pumping. Again, dumped on. Say that with love, guys, but you got to understand these projects could have went a lot higher, but the early investors, the foundations, whoever that has those tokens, they dump on you. That's the way the game works, and it's going to be that way for a long time. So what's that tell you, guys? It tells you if you own XLM and it starts to pump in the next bull run, what are we going to do? We're going to take our projects. Now, this one breaks my heart, guys. This one really does. I love Algorand. Actually, I love all these projects, but I love Algorand, but I want y'all to see something because this is going to break your heart. It might actually tick you off. But check this out. At the start of 2021, before the bull run, they were at 1,100,000,000 tokens, right? Now, it pumped and pumped and pumped hard. Guys, way over 5 billion tokens hit the market before it was all said and done. 5 billion. That's a massive unlock, a massive dump. If that wouldn't have happened, I mean, Algorand probably would have went up to $4 or $5 and lasted a lot longer. Now, right now you're at 7 billion tokens, or 7 billion is the circulating supply, 7.1. The good news is the total supply is 10 billion. So guys, they may dump again on this next bull run, but the one after that, pretty much, they're not going to be able to do that. That's the good news. But the question is, are you going to hold it for the next, not the next bull run, but maybe the one after that to keep from getting dumped on? Well, I own Algorand, but I'm going to take my profits. And here's the thing, guys. You know the saying about smart money and dumb money? And that isn't an insult, but that is a thing. Well, the smart money understands tokenomics, so they will always take their profits, and that's the big money. So I highly recommend, guys, understand tokenomics and take advantage of what the opportunity is, not what you think it is or what you want it to be. Now, what we got here, IOTA. Now guys, this one blows me away, and I hate to say it, or don't hate to say it, I like IOTA, but it is running up my list of favorites really fast because of what I'm about to show you, and quite frankly, it caught me off guard. Now, check out this chart. Look at it. It's a thing of beauty. You go back to 2018, 19, 20, yeah, it got crazy, and I really don't know why it went so crazy, because the circulating supply went up and down. As you can tell, it doesn't match any of the other projects. But from 2021 till now, it absolutely leveled off. But look at it. We're at 2,800,000. Now check this out. Here's the good news. Well, you're at 278. Guys, all the tokens are out there. Boom! That's what you want. Now really, guys, if you don't understand what I just showed you, go back and watch that part. Because, guys, this is what you want. When you want to be able to really invest with security and not have to play this up and down BS, find projects that have basically fully diluted supply. And IOTA supply is out there, and I didn't understand that. So now, no ifs and buts about it, which this is not financial advice. When IOTA gets beat up and pounded down, man, How low is it going to go? Because if anyone wants IOTA, they've got to buy it from me and you. They can't go get it anywhere else. They got to get it from the market, and it's all upside from here. I'm in love with IOTA now. All right, XDC. This caught me off guard. I'm a big fan, but it is what it is. Check this out, guys. In 2000, they had an unlock. But now, at the start, really the middle of 2000, they basically unlocked. They went from 5.7 billion, and they unlocked that like literally in a month to 12 billion. You would say that's good news, because basically when it hit an all-time high, they had already unlocked that. So that was pretty fair and not probably a big deal. However, it stayed level till now. But this year, see, this is the type stuff people don't really pay attention to. And unfortunately, there's no one out there covering this stuff because they're too worried about getting clicks and views and pumping their favorite token. But check this out, guys. The circulating supply at the start of this year was right at a little over 12 billion. They have already dumped almost, what is that, 1.75 billion. Just under 2 billion tokens this year. That's XDC. Now, let's see how much damage that is. Well, there's 13.8 billion in circulating supply. Bad news, guys. XDC has a long way before the total supply is going to be out there and you're going to have that supply and demand discrepancy. And that tells you there's always going to be, for a long time, an opportunity to get dumped on. But again, what's the good news? We know, take those XDC profits when we have them, start over. Now, to me, guys, this is my game plan, and I love this because I love these projects, and I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they all have great futures, but I'm not going to hold them for 5 years and watch them go up and down and 10x and 15x and 20x, 5x and 10x for 10 years. Not going to do it. I'm going to watch them move up. I'm going to take my money out at first, then I'll let them 1x, 2x again, take some more money out all the way up, and hey, I know they're coming back. And I'll buy more, maybe for the next 5 or 10 years. Now, what we got? This is, hold on, bear with me. This is CASPER. All right, let's check it out. In 2021, that really was irrelevant. There wasn't much of an unlock or anything else. They had roughly, let's see here. Well, wait, I take that back. At the start of, whoa, I forgot. I'm reading this wrong, guys. Bear with me. At the start of 2021, they were at 590 million. Is that right? 590 million. And guys, before the year was over, they were at 3.1 billion. That is like a 4 or 5x of supply dump. Wow. Check this out. It gets worse. Now, since the biggest bull run ever last year, they had an unlock, obviously, and they went from 6 billion tokens in circulation to 10.4 basically in like a month. So think about that, guys. That's 4 billion tokens that CASPER has added to the market since the last bull run. You got to make up a lot of ground and have a lot more adoption for them to hit an all-time high or even close. And guys, you can see that's not hugely steep, but it's adding up fast. Now, let's look at the circulating supply. Here's the good news. I know, see guys, right when you think I'm spreading FUD and bad news about CASPER, check it out. great news. We're at 10.9 billion in circulating supply. And guys, it only goes to 11.6 total. So guys, the dump's over with. They can keep maybe dumping a little bit throughout the next coming bull run. Then it's good to go. So CASPER, where it looks negative, turn into a positive. Now, this is going to kill all you guys because we got two left. The best tokenomics and the worst. So go ahead and hate on me, but guys, you're the ones, if this triggers you, you're the ones that need to learn this the most. Don't argue with Uncle Ray. Argue with math, which you will lose. But if you understand it and you become non-biased and non-tribal, guys, you can take a better approach to stacking better bags and make more money in the long run. But it's up to you, not financial advice. Now, we're going to dive into XRP. Now, I'm going to answer the question. And this is going to trigger a lot of people, but it's going to educate you guys of how much misinformation. And if I trigger you or I ring a bell of who's been telling you this misinformation, call them out. Tell them they should call me out. I'll go on their show and explain it to them. Because I hear every day that the reason XRP didn't reach a new high in the last bull run was because of the SEC court case. And I actually thought that myself. But then I heard Brad say, and I've been quoted, or they've been saying this over and over in my comment section, telling me that I don't know anything because, hey, Brad said it doesn't matter if they win or lose the court case. It's business as usual. Well, okay. Well, let's see what business as usual looks like when it comes to dumping on the XRP community. Hey, guys, doesn't faze me because I knew they were dumping and I know it now. So I plan to dump mine as well when the time comes. So for the guys that want to hold on it and they think that XRP is going to go to 589, 1,000, 10,000, guys, do the math, because mathematically there's no chance, zero chance that XRP can go to even close to 1,000 in the next 10, 15, probably 25 years. To be honest, to go above $100, to even have the conversation that XRP can go over $100 in the next 10 years, guys, that's someone that doesn't understand tokenomics or math. Prove me wrong. Call out the people that lie to you every day. But let's take a look at just the real reasons why XRP can't rally. XRP should be setting at $2 or $3. Let's check it out. All right, in 2017, guys, there was 14. Back up. I'm sorry. Yeah, in 2017, that's the all-time high. When that year started, we got right at 14 billion tokens circulating supply, 14.2. Now it pumps and pumps and pumps, right? Now, when that was all said and done, when it's all said and done, there was 19, no, that's too much. Yeah, still roughly 19 billion tokens. So it went from 14, that's 5 billion tokens that got dumped on the XRP community in the biggest bull run that XRP has experienced in 2017. So think about it, guys. That thing should have went to about $7, $8 with the circulating supply that you had in 2017. Now, I'm going to jump forward, but I'm going to come back, so bear with me. So I want y'all to think about that, guys. When that thing was pumping, when that pump started, you're at 14 billion and something tokens. Right now, there's almost 52 billion in circulation. So you got to basically, what is that, a 4 or 5x the demand to just make up for the amount of the old high. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, check this out. Did they do it again? here's what I'm telling you. And again, guys, don't argue with math. Go dive into this. Go to Masari. Dig into it. But let's see. In 2021, when the pump starts, you got 36 billion tokens in the market. It starts to pump and pump and pump and pump. And before it's all over, boom, look at that, guys. Look at that. That right there is, they added, my God, they added, guys, before that bull run was over, they added $6 billion, or 6 billion tokens they dumped at the very end of that bull run. And it started at 35 billion. So they started with 35, 36 billion. And before the bull run was over in 2021, you're at 48 billion. Think about that, guys. That is a massive supply increase. And where'd they go from there? What have they been doing ever since? They've been adding and adding and adding. Now you're almost at 52. Now, do you think they're going to keep dumping? You think they're going to dump during this court case or anytime in the next bull run? Well, let's see, because they're already giving us an indication. At the start of January, we're just a little over 50 billion tokens. Where are we now? 51.6. They're already dumped way over a billion tokens. Really more like 1.5 billion tokens. So think about that, guys. You're happy when XRP gets to 50 cents? Well, if it had good tokenomics and Ripple wasn't dumping and increasing the circulating supply, hell, it'd already be at $1. Now, I say that with love. Deal with that information as you will. I can feel the crying and hear the crying already. But anyway, guys, it is what it is, and it's information you need to hear. Now, you want to see what great, absolutely explosive tokenomics is? Guys, I understood what is coming with the new tokenomics of the burning of Ethereum, but once you see it on a chart, you really, really understand it. Now, you remember people talk about the triple halving that's coming with the tokenomics of Ethereum when it's all said and done. Well, right now, guys, it's deflationary. Now, let's think about it. You've got bad tokenomics, no matter what project, right, in one hand. You put $10,000 there, and they're printing tokens. So they're basically pulling down your token, your amount of purchasing power. They're weakening your bag. Now, if you buy Ethereum, and again, not financial advice, and you put basically $10,000 in there, and they are strengthening your bag. They're pulling tokens out of the market. You're getting more buying power. Now, here's the good news, if that wasn't good enough. When the next bull run happens, the more the fees start to pick up the activity, the higher the transaction, the more they're going to burn. The more they burn, the more they're going to burn. The more people use it, the more it starts to pump. The more people use it, and it burns and burns and burns and burns. Guys, it's a thing of beauty. Now, if that wasn't enough, this isn't tokenomics, but here's the thing, and I'm doing this by memory, but it's roughly. Right now, you only have about 15% of the supply of Ethereum staked right now, and I'm not going to dive into why, but that's all going to change this year. And normally, if you compare how bigger projects, layer ones like Cosmos or ADA, they're probably going to be staking somewhere between 55 and I don't know, even 75% of Ethereum, which is going to pull that supply. Dude, guys, for the risk reward, I'm telling you, Ethereum is off the chart. And that's why you see some of the big power players like, Raoul Paul. He went from 100% Bitcoin maxi to about 95% of his tokens are in Ethereum. He's a world beater. He's a very intelligent man. And guys, that's absolutely why. Now, I will not put Ethereum on the same risk reward level as Bitcoin, just because, you know, if Ripple loses the SEC case, and I hope they don't, there is a small chance that the SEC could go after Ethereum. I don't think it's going to happen, and I hope Ripple wins, and I want to get that behind us. But that being said, guys, I personally invest bull run to bull run, and Ethereum is going to literally be a thing to watch for the risk reward. And that's what your big money, the people, the power players of the world, they're going to be parking and staking in Ethereum, I'm pretty sure. Again, not financial advice. That being said, guys, if you got any question, let me know in the comments. And if you think you need some help understanding tokenomics, understanding how to pick a good project, understanding maybe how to dollar cost average in, how to read charts, how to dollar cost average out, or just need to get a game plan to wrap your head around all the tokens that you've bought. Because guys, the reason I started working one-on-one with people is because it happened to me. I woke up one day and I looked around, I'm like, I don't even know how many tokens I owned at that time. And I had to organize it and wrap my head around it. And then I realized I had excuse me, I had some tokens that weren't better than the ones I had. So why did I even buy them? Well, I got all wrapped up like we all do in the FOMO. And that's what I'm here to help you with, guys. It's $250. I'll leave a link down below in the discussion and I'll pin it. It's $250 and you'll get 3 to 5 phone calls or Zoom calls with me, and we will get you a game plan, a better understanding, and a roadmap so that hopefully you can capitalize on the next bull run. I look forward to working with you guys if you want to. Either way, guys, if you don't understand these tokenomics, please rewind this, forward this to everyone you know. People need to understand tokenomics. Not everyone likes to hear what I had to say in this video, but guys, there's what, 3, 4, 5 powerhouse projects that you can hold longer and that can't dump on you. Those are the ones I'll be stacking. Again, not financial advice. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you found this valuable and you'll subscribe, be part of this community. Either way, hit that like button and come back. Take care.